Hello, this video is on how to add conditions of enrollments to your courses. Please note there may be a new interface or edits to content or fields on some pages in which a new video may not be created. A new video will be made if any edits or revisions substantially change the functionality of each page. Please also note for course modifications, this information will already appear and carry over from the last active version of the course. For this tutorial, we'll start with a blank canvas on a new course proposal. The functionality will be exactly the same for a course modification. To start, answer the question, does this course have any conditions of enrollment? If the answer is no, you select no and you can move on to the next tab. If the answer is yes, select yes. And this is where you'll be able to add your course requisites. To start, select Add, and then click on Requisite. You'll see one entry appears. If you have more than one requisite, you will need to add them in one by one. So you'll just go to Add, and then click on Requisite again. For this demonstration, I'll only show one, so you can always remove a requisite, especially in a course modification, by just clicking the Remove button. To edit this requisite, click the down arrow, and then select your requisite type. For requisite type, you can have a prerequisite, meaning that the course must be taken before they take this course. You can have two types of co-requisite. One is a co-requisite with concurrent or previous enrollment. That means that the requisite course can be taken either before or with the current course that you're creating or modifying. Next is co-requisite concurrent enrollment. That means that the requisite course must be taken at the same time as this course. And then you also have advisory options, and one is the regular advisory, one is an advisory with concurrent enrollment, meaning that the advisory must be taken at the same time as this course. Please note that advisories do not block a student from registering, they just give them a notice of the advisory. However, a prerequisite and a co-requisite could block a student from registering until they meet the co-requisite or prerequisite requirement. Additionally, you can have a limitation on enrollment, for example, a performance tryout, maybe a CPR certification. You also could have a placement level. This one isn't very common, so if you're thinking that this might be a requisite type, please contact the curriculum office first. This is mainly for those CID courses or courses that require English or math level placement before, but this isn't very common, so you'd want to check in with us first. You also could have an other as well. For this demonstration, I'll go ahead and show prerequisite because the forms run pretty similarly. For any of the requisite types that you choose, you'll be asked to describe the rationale for the requisite. Just type in your rationale in the text box. In the case of a prerequisite, co-requisite, or advisory, you're going to select the subject of the course that serves as the requisite, and then find that course from the drop-down menu. And then the Chancellor's Office requires something called a requisite validation. Here we do requisite validation by doing an objective to objective alignment. Sorry, I got cut off. An objective to objective alignment. So what that means is that we're going to take the current course objectives for Real Estate 25, which is the course I'm creating, or in this case, a current course objective could be the objectives of a modification that you're doing. And then the course that I'm saying should be a requisite for this course. So for example, these are the objectives for Business 10, and I'm saying that some of these objectives need to be accomplished before they can accomplish the objectives in this course, hence why it's a prerequisite. Same thing for a co-requisite. I'm saying that some of these objectives should be learned at the same time or beforehand before they can accomplish these objectives. So what you would have to do is just align the ones that match. So for example, in Business 10, the students define business ethics, and in my class they apply ethical standards to real estate accounting scenarios. So I want them to accomplish this in order for them to accomplish this. You would do that for a couple of situations in the objectives, so go ahead and go through them and select your choices. Once you've completed your alignment, you are done with the page. And in this tutorial, I'll show an example of a non-course requirement that's a requisite. So go ahead and go to Add and click Requisite. Click the down arrow, For requisite type, I'm going to select Other. Just like the other requisites, you would describe your rationale, but then you'll include what that non-course requirement is. So there won't be an objective to objective alignment because the requisite is not a course, but perhaps you do have some other conditions that are needed before a student can register for this course. You would type them in there. And once you are done, you can go ahead and click the up arrow and you're officially done with this page.